If you live, hunt, work, or recreate in bear country, you need to watch this video. Hey everybody, welcome back to LocaCarnivore, the hunting, guns, and adventure channel for smart people. You're smart because you're watching us instead of all that fluff that's out there in the YouTube verse. Now you're going to want to stay for the entire video because I've got some great information all the way through, and of course we have our little comedy zinger at the end. We always put a little funny thing at the end. I know you'll want to see that. What's the purpose of today's video? Well, I wanted to bring you up to date on the changes I've made to my bear country chest rig that I started using last year, and I will link to the video that shows you the original chest rig configuration, the way I set it up to begin with. You're going to see that things are a little bit different now. This is my hunting configuration. The first configuration I came up with in the first video was just my general bear country rig for in the spring, summertime when I'm not necessarily out hunting, or anything like that, but just for general protection from bears, other wildlife, things like that. So I set it up for that. Then I also wanted to be able to reconfigure this, and since it's a MOLLE panel, it's easy to change everything out very quickly. And so I deleted a few items and added a few items, plus I put an additional item on that I didn't have before. The LocaCarnivore project depends on people like you because I've got no support from anybody else. I've got no sponsors, any sort of affiliate programs, anything like that. The only merchandising I do is my own branded stuff on our website, which, by the way, go to the LocaCarnivore website. There's great content over there as well. I think you'll really enjoy it. And of course, you can go to our little store and get some really groovy LocaCarnivore branded merchandise. Just a quick shout out to the Mountain Boys channel. We're sort of in a friendly sort of race to see who can morph and evolve their bear country chest rig sooner and add groovy stuff or whatever. They're doing a good job. I encourage you to go. Go check out their channel. I'll put a link down in the description there, and you can go and check them out. They do great stuff, wildlife and everything. No, I don't even know them, but they're just good folks. They seem to be good folks. They do good videos, and I have to credit them, as I did in the first video, with turning me on to the initial part of this kit, and that is this is all based on a high-speed gear MOLLE chest panel, and it has really been very versatile. I'll give you the lowdown on all that in the first video. Go ahead and watch that when you get a chance. And since we're dependent on people like you, the only support we do have is if you go to Patreon. Please, there's a link down in the description there as well as the website, but go to the Patreon. Show us a little love. We'd really appreciate it. The more revenue we generate through that, the more videos we can bring you, and the better quality videos. We can up our game on equipment, things like that, and go places and do things that you might find interesting. And I've lost my head, of course, but I had to focus down here so you could see the chest rig in better detail and what we were doing with the opening shot there with that wider shot. To bring you up to date, like we said, it's a high-speed gear MOLLE panel. Really happy with this in general. There's a few nits, but that's mentioned in the original video. And for equipment here, what I have is going from my left to my right, which would be your right to your left, is we have bear spray. I have a bear country suitable handgun. In this case, it's a Glock 20 in 10 millimeter. And Mountain Boys, by the way, he switched from a 9 to, he finally went to a Glock 20 as well. Congratulations on your choice. I'm using the Safariland holster. Mountain Boys likes the Serpa, which I'm not a big fan of it, but you know, your mileage may vary, and if he's comfortable with that, I'm certainly not going to criticize his choice. But I do like the Safariland because I've got a thumb release instead of having to put my finger down here by the trigger. If you know what you're doing, you pay attention, it's not going to hurt you, but there's a lot of people that have oopsed and had negligent discharges with that Serpa design. So with the thumb release on that, it's very positive. I like this better than a standard shoulder holster or chest holster that's just for the gun. Most of those have like a retaining strap or a lanyard on the top or something, and it's very difficult to get the gun out in some cases, or it's just a friction fit Kydex, which I hate because number one, it beats up the finish on your guns, and number two, it's not 100% positive. It's not an actual mechanical retention system. It's just friction. And if you're to take a tumble, like a bear knocks you down before you have a chance to do anything, or you're trying to get away from the bear and you slip and you fall down a hill or something, you could get really into quite a tumble and your gun might come loose, in my opinion. This, you could hang this off. You could probably do chin-ups off this thing if you set it up right. This is extremely solid. You can do anything you want. It's not going anywhere, but it's very quick, instantaneous basically, to get the gun out, which with one hand. And that's the other thing with most of the chest holsters out there, like from Diamond D Leather and some of the other ones out there, it's a two-handed affair. And some of the Kydex ones are so tight, you watch people, they have to grab a hold of the holster in order to yank the gun out. That's a non-starter. You have to be able to do a one-hand positive control draw with a proper firing grip from the get-go. You will not have time to rethink this if a bear gets on you. Please give us a big like on this video. By all means, please subscribe. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. It's folks like you that make this channel work and grow. And of course, ring that notification bell. That way you'll see all of our videos as soon as they come out. Now moving across here, in my original setup, I had, in place of this pouch, I had a magazine carrier. I've also switched magazine carriers. I had one from, I got it on sale at Midway, I can't remember the brand, but it was a real tactical thing and all that. And it had a snap over business, but I didn't like the way the flap worked. So I went back and got this, what was it, $4.99 deep discount at Midway again. I'm not shilling for Midway, it's just, I shop them, Burnell's, you know, wherever I can get stuff. Just happened to find it on deal. So it works better, but I had a magazine pouch here, and then of course I have my Gerber strong arm knife. We will be doing reviews on all of these separate pieces of equipment at some point in time. And this Fireland, by the way, is one of their ALS, automatic locking system holsters. I also have GLS systems as well. I like the ALS though for this setup, so I'm not accidentally bumping that release that is down here on the side here. So instead you have to use your thumb to get it out in a positive sense. But at any rate, so we've got the Gerber strong arm knife. This knife is a really good knife, as I explained in the original video. It can be used either for defensive work or for general knife field work, including hunting, dressing animals and stuff like that. Then I don't have anything on the side, but you can hang all sorts of cool stuff on here. Hey, what do you think about this chest rig, you know, bear country survival, all those sorts of things? What would you put on your chest rig if you're going out in bear country? Give us comments, go down in the comments below, tell us what you think, and your comments help us make better videos, because when I can see what you folks are interested in and things that you think we could improve, that allows us to go and make better videos that talk to things that you are interested in, instead of just the stuff I like. Let's talk about the changes I made to the rig. First of all, to reconfigure for hunting, what I did was I removed the magazine pouch, and you can see here I have a rangefinder pouch, and both the rangefinder pouch and the bear spray pouch are from Alaska Guide Creations. I'm going to do full reviews on these at some point in time. I really like this stuff. But I'm not going to go into detail, we'll save it for the big review. But the nice thing about this from Alaska Guide Creations, the MOLLE interface that it uses, and it's multiple use. You can put it on a regular belt, you can do all sorts of groovy stuff, but it has two tie-down points which neatly span the sheath on the strong arm knife, which means it just fits right around there, and it's in a really good spot. It's a little compromising for the draw, but not really. Frankly, if you get in there, I haven't had a problem. I've practiced and practiced. It's not an issue. And you've got your rangefinder right here. You could move it over to the side, but then it kind of gets in the way of like your gun. And also, I didn't like it there. Tried it, didn't like it. So I put that here. So this is where when I'm going into big game season. So when I get into big game season, I reconfigure, I take the mag pouch off, and then I put the rangefinder on here. I'm kind of looking for a way to maybe try to put that mag pouch on here somewhere else. I do like to carry a spare mag, but you know, with 16 rounds of hurt in this gun, it's not that critical of an issue, but I do like to have a spare mag, especially in the field at any time. Now the other big change I made was I added a combat applications tourniquet pouch and tourniquet. And I think this is vital. After thinking this through a little bit, I'm like, a lot of people get chomped on by bears, their extremities get bit a lot. And especially on the legs and the hands and the arms, it's very common for your appendages to get pretty ripped up. Very possible that that bear with its long teeth could puncture a major artery, like the ulnar artery up in here, could, you know, like that, or more importantly, your femoral artery down in the legs. So it would be a really good idea to have a cat on you. The other thing is, since we're hunting, it's a really good idea to have a cat with you anyways, because everybody is carrying high-powered rifles and firearms, and we have knives and all sorts of stuff. And just even if you took a bad tumble and had a compound fracture of a leg or something that and it cut your femoral artery or nicked it, you would need that tourniquet. So I've added the tourniquet here. This one is from North American Rescue. Not shilling for them, it's just whom I got it from. After doing some research, they seem like the best, but there's others on the market which are used by law enforcement and first responders, and they're used by law enforcement, first responders. I don't know what brand specifically, if there's a specific brand that the Armed Forces uses, at least the US. If you know, put it down in the comments and let me know. But it's a good idea to have this tourniquet. So this stays on here all the time. It's on the off side so that I don't have any conflicts with shouldering my weapon, shouldering my rifle up here, but I can get to it with either hand, which is vital. You have to be able to get to it with either your left or your right hand. We hope you got a lot of good information out of this. Hopefully you have a better understanding of how to set up a bear chest rig. Highly recommend that you have something like this if you're in bear country. And also remember that it's not just for bear country. If you're out in the winter, I carry this in the winter time as well, because we have a lot of moose around. And believe me, moose are not like Bullwinkle in the cartoons. They are incredibly dangerous animals under the wrong circumstances. So you have to have something to deal with that as well. Plus the bear spray can be used for aggressive loose dogs, and we have a wealth of those around too, so it's not a bad idea to have the bear spray. No sense, I don't want to destroy a dog if I don't have to. If I can get him to go away with the bear spray, so much the better. Hey, thank you for taking your time to spend with us today and watch our video. And as always, stay aware, stay safe, please be kind to people, and we'll see you next time on LocaCarnivore. Make sure you give us a big like on this video. Please subscribe. We'd love to have you give us a big like. Please give us a big like on this video. We'd love to have you subscribe.